Thank you for joining us for the first 30 minutes of our meeting. We are Labor Efficiency, Automation, and Production, or LEAP, Nursery Crops Towards Sustainability. It's a USDA Specialty Crops Research Initiative Award, looking at automation in nursery crops and stimulating adoption, and even creating some innovation or creating some automation for nursery production. Part of this series called Leap Forward Innovations in Nursery Automation is every month, hopefully, we'll have a guest speaker that'll speak for 20 or 30 minutes on automation. Sometimes there'll be a grower speaking about an innovative idea they had, or allied support business, or someone talking about saving labor in nursery production. I had the good fortune to visit Italy recently as part of the project, and I got to visit the Pistoia region just outside of Florence, which is unique in terms of climate and soil. And they grow a wide variety of plants, both in containers and the field, because it's such great soil and a great climate. And it gets shipped all over Europe, even Eastern Europe, into Russia. And it's a very interesting system, and they have very unique pieces of equipment for that. And motors, Italian motors are sort of world renowned. Also visited some nursery automation in New Zealand, and they had a number of places devoted to Italian motors in nursery production. So they've been inventing there for a couple of thousand years, and they're still continuing that today. And our guest speaker is Niccolò Gastaldi from Holmac. He is the CEO of that company in Padua, just a little bit north of Florence, and he is going to talk about some of the products that he provides for nursery production.
Thank you very much, Anthony, for the presentation and for inviting me. Okay, I share my screen. Also, you can see the presentation. Okay, that's perfect. Okay.
Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Niccolò Gastaldi. As Anthony told before, I'm the CEO of Holmac. I'm the third generation of the company ownership. As you see, I'm very young, and that's because I decided to take care of the company after my dad and my granddad passed. We started more than 50 years ago, producing hydraulic pumps to shift during the years to the nursery sector, and specializing in digging machine, mini loaders, and special machine to ease everyday work in the nursery. We sell all around the world, especially in Europe, and now we are reopening the US market. Reopening why? Because my father many years ago sold some machine in Oregon region, in Pennsylvania, and also in Tennessee. Our main interest is to help and support the nursery professional with a deep understanding that everyday operation can be stressful and in some cases might occur in injuries. We hope not, but also in Italy is the same, it might happen, of course. We want also to help nursery to become more profitable, improving the efficiency both on time and soil exploitation. Why? Because if you can grow more trees in the same acres you have, you can have more money, okay, to invest in automation and in everything. That's why we don't consider ourselves just mere supplier, but we want to become your partner. Okay. Have you ever thought which are the hidden costs of that your company has? Unfortunately, also here in our company, we are not used to consider the cost of poor quality related to inefficiency, time spent on non-profitable tasks, injuries, and number of people employed for simple action. Because sometimes many people works together to make one simple action when one people can make that alone. So this is what I want to focus on today with you. In the next slide, I will show you how Holmac can help you increase your profitability and reduce the costs of poor quality that everyone has. As you see there are some points, some questions we made when we came in July to Columbus, when I met Anthony. Those are the questions we are focusing in. For example, how do you remove the trees and plants from the fields? How much time does it take for each tree, to dig out each tree? Would you like to increase your productivity in the same acres amount with trees that are not damaged? Would you like to be free to choose the pots you prefer for transplantation? Would you like to be able to fill the shipping containers with more items? How many times do you need to change? You need to change the tools of your machine accordingly to the different pot sizes, and many others. Okay, those are only some of the questions we made to you. Now we go to the products. As I told before, we arrived from hydraulic experience. Okay, also all our machines are made hydraulic. Those are the main products we produce: the tree diggers, the mini loader, the pruning platform, the tree binder, and also the gyrocarta. So let's go to the next slide to see more in details, more in details. The tree digger is our core business. This is the machine thanks to we started to serve the nursery companies. We have 8 different size models, as you see there, 24, 25 till 45, both on the machine size and also to the range of the blades diameter you have, ranging from 10 inches till 71 inches. Here you can see how the machine works. This is a nursery in Spain that is digging palms. Okay. As you can see, the blades easily remove the root ball thanks to its vibration and set the rocky away, if any. Roots are cut precisely, as you see in the picture there. Here you see the roots that are cut very, very good. And you don't need another person to manage the removed plant after it is removed. When I came, also many people asked to me, had some doubts if our blade fit to the different type of soil. So I prepared this quick view to let you better understand when our blades are performing and when not. You see that's okay with the mixed sandy soil, with the classic soil, with the mixed rocky soil, and also with the rocky soil. Of course, if there is only sand, as you see at the top, or if there are big stones, there might be some issues with our machine, with the blades. The mini loader is another machine and gives a big help to the nursery when you have to move the pots, to load the trucks, to move different sizes of pots in less time as possible, and much more. So that's why we have created this mini loader that can be used with different tools accordingly to the needs you might have during the working day. That's why we decided that the tools should be exchanged rapidly and easily. Now I show you a video of how in Pistoia region they loaded the trucks with our mini loader. They have a clamp in the front part that take the pots and they loaded the truck very, very fast and very easily. In that slide, I show you two types of tools. The first one is this one. okay, the green one, that fork. And I have some questions for you about that. Because when I came to the cultivate, I went also to some nursery, and I saw that you use many forks and many type of forks that are fixed. And why do you have to use many forks? And with all the limitation of changing it anytime you have to move different sizes of pots, isn't that easier to use only one fork to do all the job in one, not caring about how many or where are the different pot size. That that tool, the other tool is I have also some questions for you about that tool. I mean, isn't that easier and quicker to use an automatic shovel instead of doing it manually for hundreds and hundreds of pots every day? How tiring and time consuming is the second option? How many pots you could fill more in the same range of time with only one people that drive the machine and do the job. As you see, you can fill more pots one after the other one. This is the pruning platform. This is a special machine that we is completing the nursery needs. Many customers, many nursery asked about that, and we think that that machine is very safe, is very safety for the people who works over that, because we studied it in order to make the platform very stable and safe in any condition. This platform is studied to work in the field, in the nursery field, not only on the street, like in good condition. You can work also in the field. Forget about the ladder. If your soil has different slopes, this platform is safe to use also with 10% of slopes. Okay. The next special machine is the tree binder. That machine is studied for binding the trees. Uh, with the tree digger, we preserve the plant roots, as you see before, as you saw before. With the tree binder, we preserve the branches in short time and more efficiency. With one people that drive the machine, you can substitute the work of 3 or 4 people that do that job. This tree, for example, was 10 meters high, and the machine arrives till 7 meters, and it takes only 40 seconds to bind all the trees. As you see there, this is the result. Last but not least, we have only that girocart that is used to moving manually the pots, but with that tool. Okay, this is a pots carrying trolley equipped with a patented automatic locking system that you see there that allows for easy attachment of almost all pots available in the market for any diameter, and it depends from the strength of the people that use that tool, and significantly simplifying the operator's works because they don't have to do it manually, pot by pot. They use that tool and they, they make less work. As I told at the beginning, we sell all over the world, especially in Europe, but we want to reopen the US market. What I showed till now is the support and the help we can give you. Okay, of course, you will not be left alone after your purchase. If you buy the machine, you will be followed also after the sales with all the spare parts and with all the service we can give you. We are always available for you and for any of your needs. If you have any suggestions, any special needs, we can try to solve that and we can try to help you. As I told at the beginning, we don't want to be just the supplier, but we want to be your partner in the work of every day. I left you there also our contacts. I'm Niccolò. I'm the CEO of Holmac. I have my mom that is in the company with me, that is the president of the company. I have Paolo Andriotto, that is one of my colleagues that manage all the company, and Alessia Lotto that follows all the after sales work. Also, she will contact you after sale for parts, for service, and for everything that can be. That's all. Thank you very much for listening me. Thank you, Anthony, again for inviting me. And if you have any questions, anything now or in the future, you can contact me.
Thank you, Niccolò. And we definitely have about 10 minutes for questions. I really appreciate you giving that presentation. Let me reiterate also that at the factory there in Padua, they actually fabricate the pieces of equipment that you're seeing. They are fabricating the gears. They're welding things together.
Yeah.
They are using metal lathes. Like it's fine craftsmanship there on site. And I think that either his dad or his granddad has the patent for that vibrating blade, which I was astonished to find. It's essentially a gear inside a volume of oil, and going against the actual gear oil is what makes it vibrate. So it's a spinning gear inside of oil that causes the blade to vibrate.
Mhm.
So we'll start with questions. Matt Gold had written a question in the chat. If Matt, if you'd like to ask that, unmute yourself and ask it. Do you think that that might be better? If not, I could read it for you if you prefer.
That was just an answer to Niccolò's question about why we don't use the same fork for different pot sizes. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to answer that question.
Okay, so in the chat, Niccolò, he is saying that the reason they don't use, which I could call the accordion forks that sort of move back and forth, is
Okay.
that there are different size um, pots that have different sized lips that require different sized forks. Is that what you're essentially what you were saying, Matt?
Yeah, and so also if you have like a, you know, typically you try to stay with the same bed width. So we put down 16 1 gallons wide, and we put 9 5 gallon wide. So you have to have different quantities of forks for the different forks.
Okay. I understand.
All right. I saw some hands being raised. Wendy, did you have a question? Oh,
Uh,
maybe that was clapping. I bet you were clapping, is what that
I
was.
was indeed
Okay.
clapping. I
Yeah.
believe it's
Okay.
James. He has a question.
James, do you have a question? James Altman, do you have a question?
Yeah, hi, Niccolò. Thank you for your presentation. It's very good. We met in Columbus when you were there.
Yeah, I remember.
Good to see you again. Yeah. So my question is, part of our project is to figure out why some U.S. growers maybe are reluctant to adopt these automation technologies. Now, as you're moving back into North America,
Yeah.
what do you, compared to Europe, what do you see as maybe the attitudes or whatever of American growers that what do you see as the challenges of getting, more automation usage in the United States compared to, say, Western Europe?
It's a nice question. Okay, the difference between the US nurseries that I saw, okay, was that you grow many little trees, many little plants, many little pots. Okay, and the difference between the US and Europe is that Europe grow also big trees. Okay, but I saw only free nursery during the experience in Columbus. Also, I can tell you exactly the answer. Okay, what I think is that um, what I saw was that the best machine for you is the mini loader that you can work with because you can use it to move the pots, and with the pot positioner, you put pot positioner, you can move many pots also with the little dimension, like 5 inches till 12 inches. Okay, that's what I think.
And let me add a little bit about European geography. The bulk
Yeah.
of Europe that you're used to is actually above Washington, D.C., the latitude of Washington, D.C. Italy sneaks down below all of that. And so it's
Mhm.
like Italy is like the southeast of the United States. And their climate plus the soil, due to glaciation and all sorts of things, is just really good soil. They have good surface water and well water, and they have a maritime climate. So it's long growing season. And so they're kind of like a little southeastern United States. They grow everything there and then ship it up north into northern Europe. So there's a difference in terms of like sheer volume of size of growing area here in the United States compared to, say, in Italy. There just are, I guess, fewer growers there too. There's like only 60 million people in Italy compared to, say, the Southeast United States.
Mm.
Any other questions?
I have a question. Maybe hi Niccolò, good to see you.
Hi, Amy. Good
Um,
to see you.
yeah. Um, I was curious, I don't know if Brian Decker is still on the call, but he kind of opened my mind to the fact that sometimes we have to change our infrastructure to be able
Mhm.
to embrace new pieces of technology. So I was thinking about that in the context of your comment, Matt, and I'm wondering if there was a truly more efficient way to move plants with these accordion style forks. Would it be worth your while to change how you configure your beds? So maybe the same length of forks are used regardless of the size of the crop, or would it just be completely unreasonable to change your block dimensions for different sizes of pots?
The pot, I try to answer to you.
Well, I guess I'm kind of asking Matt, like because I want to
Ah,
understand what he said
okay.
a little better. And he mentioned that they might have 16 pots deep for a 1 gallon, but a
Mhm.
fewer number for a larger pot. And I was thinking back to when Brian Decker shared that they just got rid of all of their hard polyethylene, sorry, PVC pipe irrigation that was above ground so that they could use the type of equipment you were showing and roll over the ground. And he mentioned, that was a big infrastructure change, but it was worth it for us for the efficiency. So I'm wondering, Matt, do you feel like there could be a point where the efficiency gain was so great that it would be worth it to change the dimensions or how you configure your beds?
I think it could potentially work if you have maybe say 3 gallons and 5 gallons, or if you're two sizes for 5 gallons and 7 gallons, that's possible. But there's different processes when they're bedded down that you have to be aware of. Like, so a lot of people like to use bed trimmers. So the spacing of your bed trimmer might influence that. Um, also your sprinkler, depending on your sprinkler system, even if your pipes are below ground, you sometimes are constrained by how many beds you can put in between sprinkler heads. So I wouldn't say it's impossible, but it's just, a lot of like I come from Oregon and we were doing 1 gallons, 3 gallons, 5 gallons, 7 gallons, 10 gallons, and 15 gallons on that farm. And so, we tried to have roughly the same bed width so we could use similar types of equipment over the tops. And all the geometry, all the spacing was determined by in between sprinkler heads, how many beds we could put in between sprinkler heads.
Gotcha. Thank you.
So there's a question in the chat. I can read it, Mac, unless you want to unmute yourself and answer it and ask it yourself. Uh, I am going to just read it, and then if you want to follow up, you can. Does the mini loader have the capability of moving the large, I can't see that word because there's something in the way, root balls the larger model tree diggers are producing? So does the mini loader have the capability of moving the larger root balls that the larger model tree diggers are producing? So essentially he's asking, is there a larger uh, mini loader? Are there different sizes of mini loaders compared to the one you showed us in
No,
that video?
I think he asked about if our mini loader, we have only one size of mini loader that can lift till 600 kilos. Okay. And it can't lift up the larger root ball that you can dig out uh, with the big tree digger, because you can dig out with the big tree digger root balls till 71 inches. That is a lot. Our mini loader is studied is very little, as you see, as you saw Anthony in Pistoia.
Mhm.
It is very compact to to go around the lines of pots, and you can't lift that root ball because it's very weight.
Gotcha. So 600 kilos would be about 1,300 pounds, is
Yeah,
what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Uh, and the mini loader, the grabber, you can use that to grab some root balls, but if they're so heavy that picking them up causes the root ball to be
yeah,
crushed, there's nothing you can do about it. Gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Have time for one more question or any comment um, from anyone. I do appreciate you all showing up. I have one question for we have a lot of growers that grow, 100 to 200 gallon containers above ground, like you showed. Does that bucket, the filling bucket that has that little spout off of it, is that specific to the mini loader, or is that something, an attachment they might be able to purchase and affix to maybe some other sort of loader they might have?
Uh, the bucket is studied for the mini loader. Okay, you
Okay.
have the attachment studied for the mini loader. Of course, you can adapt the plate you have, and you can adapt it to also to other loaders, bigger loaders or other machine.
Okay. Excellent. Will you all will Holmac be back to cultivate in 2026? Will you all be back this summer?
I will be in Cultivate, and I will be also in Mans in Baltimore in January.
Okay.
Also,
Excellent.
if someone is there, we will meet for sure.
Okay.
It will be a pleasure for me.
Thank you. Well, don't wait till you contact him beforehand. So thank you very much, Niccolò. We really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you to you. Thank you everyone for listening me. And
Ciao, ciao, everybody.
ciao. Goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Niccolò.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thanks, everybody, for attending. Appreciate it.